This is big breaking emergency news. We are now seeing multiple different major underwater sea cables being cut now. We are seeing mass communication blackouts. We are seeing major issues happening with the international supply chain right now. We could see communication blackouts affect ships moving throughout the world. All right, this is what's happening right now. Multiple underwater sea cables that are connecting the international communities have been severed and have been taken offline, and this could last for months. So there have been 4 major international intercontinental cables that have been cut. This is going to affect everything, the supply chain. This is going to cause major slowdowns and disruptions, and we are already seeing that right now. So the AAE1 cable has been cut, the CCOM cable, the EIG cable, and the TGN systems cable has been cut, and it's already causing mass disruptions around the world. All right, and they're saying this is allegedly due to a Houthi rebel attack coming out of Yemen, in between Yemen and Djibouti in the Red Sea. This is where they're saying the attack occurred on these 4 different cables, and we are seeing mass blackouts, mass communication blackouts in Europe and Asia right now. So you can see here, we're going to break down the different cables because this actually affects the United States as well. We're going to see potential major slowdowns to compensate for these 4 major cables being cut. And as well, the United States is connected to Asia through these cables through Europe. Some of the cables go all the way from India or China through Europe and through the Middle East around Saudi Arabia, Israel, Egypt. This is where all these cables are going, and then connect to the United States as well. And these cables have been severed. This is a major national security issue and a major problem for our U.S. military as well, and communications in these parts of the world. All right, so you can see here it says the Asia, Africa, Europe 1 cable has been severed. This is a 25,000 kilometer consortium cable that connects East-South Asia and Europe via Egypt, the largest submarine cable that has been constructed in almost 15 years. It says it connects Hong Kong, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Myanmar, India, Pakistan, Oman, Qatar, Yemen, Djibouti, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Greece, Italy, and France are all connected. This is a major outage that we are seeing. We are seeing dozens of countries seeing their internet and communications having blackouts right now, and a lot of these countries are NATO countries as well. So this is going to affect international military comms as well. We also see a blackout and a severing of the CCOMS cable. This is a 11,000 mile, 17,000 kilometer submarine cable that connects South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Mozambique, Djibouti, France, and India. All right, so these are the cables that connect Asia to Europe. They've all been severed. And we're seeing mass blackouts. Essentially, a firewall, an internet firewall, has been set up between Asia and Europe right now, and the US is being affected as well. There are some cables that go across the Pacific, so we will be able to absorb that impact there to some degree, but this is going to cause major disruptions and major slowdowns of processing of data as well. Right? This could even affect websites here in the US because they have servers internationally, and they could be redirecting traffic to different cables that are going to affect us here and cause slowdowns here as well. All right, also the Europe-India Gateway cable. This is a submarine cable system that connects the UK, Portugal, Gibraltar, Monaco, France, Libya, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Djibouti, Oman, the UAE, and India. So this cable goes all the way up into the UK as well, into Portugal, France. All these countries are being affected right now and are seeing mass communication blackouts communicating with Europe and Asia. Okay, we are also seeing the TGN Eurasian cable. That's a India, Egypt, and France cable that connects these countries and goes through the Red Sea All right, so this is what's happening, and this could happen at any time at a moment's notice. They are preparing to cut these cables and cause these international firewalls so we cannot communicate militarily with our allies in other parts of the world. That is what's being proposed right now, and that is also why we've seen all this talk around satellite communication, because they know that these cables are very vulnerable, and they know that they are going to have to depend on satellite communication in a major emergency, especially the military, to still have communication systems that are viable, right? So this is what's happening. You need to be getting prepared. You need to be getting ready. They just cut 4 of these major cables. This could affect the supply chain as well. This is going to affect logistics of companies communicating with each other from Europe to Asia and through the US. A ton of goods that come from Asia come through the Red Sea and go through the Suez Canal and also go to the US, right? Through this area and through Europe. A ton of goods go through there, and we are seeing a shutdown of that part of our supply chain. We are already seeing multiple ships being attacked. We are seeing UK ships being sunk. Just recently, just a few days ago, there was a major UK cargo ship that was attacked in the Red Sea and actually sunk, right? Took on water, and they had to abandon ship. This happened just last week in the Red Sea, and they're now cutting the cables as well. So this entire part of the world is very volatile. Saudi Arabia's here, Iran's here. We could see oil prices affected by this as well, especially if Saudi Arabia has their communications or Iran has their communications cut off. This could be, who knows? This could be somebody trying to cut off even Iran or Saudi Arabia. A double, triple cross here. 40 chess, 5D chess move here. Maybe they're even trying to cut off Iran and Saudi Arabia from communicating with China or India. Who really knows what's going on here, but it's being attributed to the Houthi rebels who actually have been threatening. There's been speculation that they are going to cut these cables for a few weeks now. They have been reporting on this, and now it's happening. All right, so get prepared for this to happen in our country as well, and prepare for major slowdowns when these cables are cut, and especially communicating internationally. If you're having anything shipped, you are going to see a major slowdown of that shipping process. All right, this is affecting businesses, this is affecting the economy, and this is a major reason why we need to be moving our factories and our production back to the United States, back domestically, because it's all been exported. It's all our factories that were supposed to be built in the US were built in China because it was $1 cheaper per product for them to build it over there, so they built it over there. And now they're being built in India as well, right? And these factories should have been built by the United States. These US companies that are building them over there, they should be building these factories in the United States as well. And it's also a national security risk. We could see countries like China shut down their supply chain and their shipping to the US, intentionally shut it down during a crisis like this, during an international crisis. If some kind of war breaks out or conflict, political conflict breaks out, we could see China stopping ship movements going to the US and to the West as well. All right, so make sure you're getting prepared. Make sure you are getting stocked up, all right? Make sure you are checking out my video I posted earlier today. I posted a video that these no-go zones are being set up, right? I'll link that down below for you guys so you can see it. Let me give you guys a quick update really quick, right? The chicks are doing good. We're getting prepared. We have our pantry stocked up. We have tons of canned goods. We have tons of rice. We have our water tanks filled up. We have our gas tanks filled up. We have a generator right here behind us. We got this kerosene lamp here in case the power goes out. We have light. All right, we have our chickens. We have our garden. We're ready to go. You need to get ready too. All right, so please hit it up for me down there. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I appreciate that. Check out that video I posted earlier, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.